Egypt. For centuries, humanity has wondered at its dynasties, its pyramids, monumental tombs of Egypt's old kingdom, built to prepare the pharaohs for the afterlife, where they were to become gods. One aspect of Egyptian history that scholars puzzled over were its hieroglyphs, carved onto ancient temples and tablets, scribed onto papyrus. A journey began to unlock their meaning, and the discovery of one important object would allow the decoding of the past. The year is 1799. Napoleon's army has invaded Egypt, and at the port city of Rashid, or Rosetta, a stone is found inscribed with 3 different scripts: Egyptian hieroglyphs, Demotic Egyptian, and Ancient Greek. The 3 scripts seem to be related, but this could not yet be proved. In 1802, the Rosetta Stone, as it was to become known, found its way to the British Museum, where various European scholars, such as Johann Ackerblad and Thomas Young, studied it. But it wasn't until 1822 when a French scholar, Jean-François Champollion, cracked the code. He announced the transliteration of the scripts. The carved inscriptions, made in roughly 200 BC, were honoring the first anniversary of the 13-year-old pharaoh, Ptolemy V, and his coronation, listing various laws and rituals of ancient Egypt, some pertaining to sacred animals. The Rosetta Stone had unlocked the hieroglyphs of ancient Egypt, but it is not the only time that decoding the past has unlocked the meaning of sacred animals. On another continent, and far from any city, there's another Rosetta Stone, also from deep in time. The Drakensberg, South Africa. The mountains are home to a vast gallery of sand rock art, a landscape filled with painted figures in animal and human form that are around 2,000 years old, first brought to wider public attention in 1915, and frequently discussed throughout the 20th century. There was great interest in understanding their meaning. As researchers turned from a Western to a San view of the art, they realized that the Eland, one of the most common of the animal figures, was far more important in San culture than just a food animal. For the San, the Eland was the special animal, the one most filled with magical power and potency. One particular site became of interest to researchers. Located high up in the Drakensberg Mountains, Game Pass Shelter is home to a complex panel, seemingly full of meaning. The Eland at Game Pass are shown in a variety of postures, giving the art a mysterious and magical element. They are often depicted with knees bent and heads lowered. This is a dying posture. In the early 1970s, the South African scholar and professor of archaeology, David Lewis Williams, while studying a reproduction of the dying animal, noted that the figure standing behind the eland, holding its tail, had features that intentionally mirrored the eland. He had hair standing on end. The man's legs were crossed. He even had eland hooves. San ethnography reveals that this was a significant shaman figure. The man holding the tail was becoming Eland, taking on Eland power. This is something described by San healers during the trance dance. Lewis Williams further realized that the dying posture was a metaphor. For the San, trance is a form of death. They describe dying in the dance, even if this form of death is a temporary one. Therefore, the dying animal does not only represent potency, it is also a metaphor for the dying dancer. The secret code was unraveling, and as it did, other elements of the panel suddenly started to make sense. The stick in the man's hand was the dancing stick often used by shamans in the dance. Inside the man, the white line represented the potency rising up the spine of the dancer from its seat in his stomach. The dots around the man represented the potency exploding out from his body. In the trance state, when a shaman dies, he bends forward, he bleeds from the nose, trembles, sweats, staggers, finally falling unconscious. Similarly, when an Eland dies, it lowers its neck so that its head sways from side to side. Its hair stands on end. Blood and foam gush from its nose and mouth. It trembles violently, sweats, and staggers. Finally, it collapses. Linking specific San beliefs to recurrent features in the rock art reminds us of the bond between the art, landscape, and the artists who created it, the people who lived in the region. Rock art is not afforded the protection of a museum. Its gallery is the landscape in which it resides, and we cannot decode what is gone. It is the responsibility of us all to protect it for all humanity. For who knows how many other Rosetta Stones lie waiting to be unlocked. If you would like to find out more about rock art from around the world, like and subscribe to our channel. Tell us in the comments section what you think about the rock art of South Africa. More information on rock art from around the world can be found on our website, bradshawfoundation.com.